So good evening to all. So this is the welcome to second day of our FDP. So today we just focus on the different types of the research publication platforms. Again, we just see what is the basic structure required for the conferences. So before going towards our journal structure, we first see what we required to write inside the conference paper, and then we can move towards the journal paper structure. Okay, so we just see the different formats, that is IEEE, Springer, book chapters, and so on. So these three formats we can just see, and what are the contents which we need or which we expect inside each section inside the conference paper. So now we just move towards our day two session, that is types of research publication platform, that is on which platform we can able to publish our paper. So that paper may be any of the type. Yesterday we just discussed, so total 13 types are there. So you can just write any paper, and next stage you want to publish that paper. So which platform we need to choose to publish our research? So these are so that particular platforms are represented over here. So total 9 platforms are available where we can able to publish our research. So any research that can be just publish the particular work. Just 1 second. We'll check what happened. Okay, so here these are the many 9 platforms where we can able to publish our research. So research may include the journal, it may include the book, it may include the data paper, it may include the conference paper, and so on. So whatever the research we have, we need to present or publish that particular research by just choosing the several platforms depending on the purpose, audience, and formality. So these are the key factors which we need to use for just publishing the particular research. So first of all, what is the purpose of our publication? So which is the audience of our publication, and which are the formalities which are required for publishing the contents. So there are the total 9 major types which we can able to list. So it includes the peer reviewed journals, again conference proceedings, preprint servers, then whatever the repositories which are uh, collected by the different institutions, then whatever the work which can be just published over the open access platform. Again, we need to just perform the academic networking sites. Again, we can have the different contents related to the academic networking site. Different government repositories, then academic book chapters, data repositories, and so on. So these are the total 9 platforms. So yesterday we just discussed about the multiple number of the paper types. So which are the research papers we can able to write. Now, after writing our research paper, where to publish that paper? So these are the total 9 platforms through which we can able to publish our research. So here, first platform, we already know that peer-reviewed journal. So peer-reviewed journal means what? The particular contents that are scrutinized by the domain experts. Okay, so whenever we submit any manuscript or paper to the journal, then what they are doing? They are just assigning one particular reviewer. So reviewer is responsible to assess the paper, validate the originality of that particular paper, rigorously check whether the particular paper fulfills the standards or not. And after that, the domain reviewer can recommend the different reviews, and we can able to just add that particular review related to our paper, and then we can able to modify the particular contents, and we can able to join, or we can able to just included within our research domain. Okay, so here inside the research domain, again we need to just check more formal, more recognized, and widely indexed papers. So in under the peer reviewed journals, these are the widely indexed papers. So maybe that particular papers or journals are indexed in the Scopus or SCI or SCI or ESCI. So these are Web of Science. So these are the multiple indexing platforms where our journal may be indexed. Okay, so just check the validity of that particular journal, and then only you can able to submit that. So again, like yesterday, we can able to submit the original research, review papers, case studies, short communication, then technical communication, and so on. So whatever the 13 types we just yesterday discussed, so all that particular types we can able to submit to the journal. Again, we required to maintain the high academic credibility for publishing the particular journals in the Q1 category. Okay, so Q1 category includes the SCI index journals. So here, whenever we publish any particular journal, then whatever the credibility of our research or whatever our profile, that can be enhanced. So again, these papers are indexed in the multiple indexes. So it may be Scopus, Web of Science, then PubMed. So PubMed is an index specifically for the medical papers. Again, whenever we choose the peer-reviewed journal, so in that particular case, we can able to just select either open access or subscription-based access. So in case of open access, author need to pay the full fee, which is called as APC. That is article processing charges. And in case of the subscription base, we need to, or whatever the reader need to take the submission or subscription for just reading whatever the papers which are published by the author. So for author, it is free. So nowadays many journals offer the hybrid model. So they allow open access as well as subscription based access to the author. So whenever author choose the open access, he need to pay the fee. Whenever he choose the subscription based approach, then the publications are free, but it requires the more time. So here so whatever the questions I will just take at the last of the session. So I'm not taking any question in between the session. So we'll finish the session first and then we'll take the questions. So now, for example, we can just publish the paper in the Nature or Springer or IEEE Access or elsewhere or village journals or MDPI journals and so on. So there are a lot of journals which are available over which we can able to publish our articles. So this is the first platform where we can able to publish our research. And second platform is called conferences. Okay, so whatever the conferences we have. So suppose if our paper is short, which is earlier stage of the particular research, and we have designed some prototypes and algorithms, and we have just demonstrated some results, not in depth. So in that particular case, we can go for the conferences. So whenever any conference uh, accept the particular papers, then they can able to publish that papers in the proceedings. So either we can able to publish the full article in the conferences, or we can also publish the short papers under the conferences. Okay. So here again, it use the different conferences which are available. So maybe it includes the IEEE conferences, Springer conferences, where the proceeding that can be just published in the IEEE Explorer or in the Springer book chapter, or we can have nowadays a CRC option. So CRC press uh, also provide the particular publications in their CRC as a book chapter, so that all that particular contents that can be either Scopus index or the Web of Science index. Okay, so all that particular conferences nowadays are available. So whenever we compare the conference paper publication, so in that particular case, whatever the time required for publication is less than the journal, because in journal they have the standard time minimum 120 days. So 120 days means at least you have to wait for the 3 to 4 months for first decision. Then they can just provide the different comments. Based on the comments, you can able to update that paper. Again, they can just provide the assess that paper whether the author have included whatever the comments which are made, and after that they can give the final approval. And once it is accepted, it will go for the publication. Okay, so after post acceptance, it requires the 4 to 5 again months maximum for publishing the particular contents over their resources or over their databases. Okay, so this is the particular contents which are available. So is my voice is audible? Just put the message in the chat. Okay, so those who are facing the problem related to the voice, they can just check their own device voice. Okay, so there is no problem from my side. Okay, so here, whenever we consider the particular conference papers, then it is having the facility for the faster publication. So minimum 3 to 4 months are required to publish the particular papers under the conferences. Again, it is lighter than the peer reviewed journal. So whatever the review process, they are lighter than the journal review process. So either one particular conference send the particular paper for one reviewer, or they can send for the three reviewers, and based on the comments which are received from the reviewers, they can just display the either accepted without any modifications, or they can just put the in category major updates or minor updates. Okay, so based on that, they can either select accepted, or accepted with major modifications, or accepted with minor modifications, or simply rejected. Okay, so these are the particular categories which can be just used after the peer review. And again, as I told, it is indexed in the Scopus or IEEE Explorer or SCM Digital Library or Springer and so on. So all that particular conferences having the type with the particular platforms. So it may be published in the IEEE, or it may be published in the Springer LNCS series, or it may be published in the elsewhere procedure series, or it may be published in the SCM digital library, or it may be published in the CRC press. Okay, so all that particular options nowadays are available for the conference publications also. And again, best for early stage research. So whenever we are in the early stage of the research, then to present our work, so whatever the prototype we have designed. So here, just remember that your work is not finished. You are in the early stage of the research, where you want to just present the few results through the conference. And whatever the extended versions of the conference papers, that can be again going for the journals. Okay, so such facilities are available nowadays. Then third category or platform where we can able to publish our research is the book or book chapter. So either we can able to publish the scholarly books or edited volumes or monographs. So monographs means what? Uh, it is a detailed write-up related to the single specialized subject, and which is written by the expert. Okay, so that particular contents are called as monograph. So again, it includes different comprehensive work, theories, conceptual contributions under the book and book chapter. So whatever the theoretical concepts we can able to categorize under the book chapter. So basically, whenever we consider the book or book chapter, it doesn't belong to the experimental results, but few book chapters may belong that results also. Okay, so who are the publisher who will publish these books? First of all, Springer, then Elsewhere, then CRC Press, then Taylor and Francis. So these are the particular publishers who are just floated the different calls for their books. So call for this particular book, call for this particular book, and they are just showing the interest from the many researchers that they can contribute by writing the book chapters. And after getting the acceptance, they can submit for the publication, and they can able to just present or just publish their work as a book chapter. Or many researchers, they can be just act as a editor also. So what is the role of editor? Editor is responsible to collect the chapters, then check the scope of that particular book, and whether that chapters are fit under the scope of that particular book, and they can rigorously evaluate that particular book chapters, and based on that they can either selected or deselected. Okay, so these are the particular uh, contents which we can able to publish under the book and book chapter. Then next one, that is preprint. So nowadays it is mostly growing option, that is before publishing our work, we can able to allow for uploading the manuscript on the preprint servers. So preprint server means what? The particular servers which stores the papers before publication. So nowadays, whenever you want to just submit any particular paper to the journal, then they can just have the option available that whether you want to choose the preprint repositories or not. Okay. So here you can able to upload the your manuscript before journal submission. So here we can able to increase the visibility, then allow the feedback from the community, and we can able to modify the contents related to that paper. So these are the benefits for just uploading the our publication towards the preprint repositories. So here we can able to get either DOI or without DOI, immediate publication, no peer reviews because it is early stage of the publication. So peer reviews are not done, free to access to anybody. So anybody can just access that particular contents. Anybody can just suggest the changes and so on. So many journals allow the preprint posting. So whenever we consider a number of journals, then nowadays many journals allow this particular preprint posting. Okay, so they can just recognize that these particular papers that are published are submitted for the review and they are also available on the preprint server so that any author can criticize the work, any author can suggest the good things, any author can suggest the modifications related to paper and we can able to publish that particular paper. Then next one, that is institutional repositories. So whenever we consider the IITs or NITs or MIT or the other university, foreign universities, Harvard and all that particular universities, they are having their own digital repositories. So if you search on the net, then they can just easily accessible to you. Okay, so what are the contents which we need to upload over there? We need to upload the thesis, then publications of the student as well as faculties, then whatever the common data sets which are available, whatever the common report findings which are available, again they are just uploaded and maintaining as a repositories as a property of this institutions or universities. Okay, so again it is managed by the universities so that we can able to preserve the thesis, again the dissertations and again publications of the faculty for free access. So whenever we upload the particular contents over the institutional repositories, then it is open access and free to all. So these are the some examples which are available who are just upload or just keep their contents available to the user. The next category, that is open access publishing platform. So open access nowadays what happened? Many journals are choose the open access model. So open access means what? These particular papers are available for readers freely. So we can able to download the PDF and we can read freely the particular papers. But at the background, whatever the fee required to publish that particular paper that are taken from the author. So as I have previously told, APC, that is article processing fee or article processing charges. So it is in the dollar. So you need to just pay for that after your article is accepted. So anybody can pay that particular pay the that much fee and they can able to publish that particular paper so that others can refer that particular contents freely. So what is the benefit of that? the high visibility, then fast publication cycle, and we need to just support for the open access of the research contents. Okay. So these are the particular benefits related to the open access. So for example, suppose I just take the simple example, then MDPI provides the multiple journals who are able to just support the open access. Again, Springer Nature is a sub branch where all the contents which are available, it is in open access. Okay, so many of the IEEE journals also available open access. So nowadays the journal are shifted from hybrid mode to the open access mode. So before publishing the particular papers, you need to check whether it is a full open access or whether it will support the hybrid access model. So full open access means what? You need to pay the APC charges to the publisher for publication. Hybrid mode means what? We can able to have the choice that either you can choose the open access where you need to pay the fee, or we can able to choose the subscription based access where the user who will refer our paper or read our paper have to pay the fee, but the author don't need to pay the fee. So it is free for the author. Okay. So such models we can able to perform through the open access publishing platform. Then next one we yesterday discussed, that is academic networking and sharing platform. So this is again one of the source where you can able to just uh, upload your papers. So either published paper or unpublished paper, you can able to share throughout this particular platform. So again, it is not considered for the publication, but it is for the understanding or increasing the understanding of the particular architecture or article. Then we can able to ask the questions. The other researchers can raise the queries, and we can able to showcase the achievements related to us. Okay, so all these benefits we can able to have by sharing the papers through the academic networking site. So which are the sites? That is ResearchGate, yesterday we just discussed, and academia.edu. So these are the particular sites through which we can able to just get the contents. Then next one, that is the government or research organization repositories. Okay, so nowadays what happens, whenever government makes the funding to the some research projects, so whatever the output of that particular funded research projects and whatever the data sets which are collected, they can able to available as a free to the all users which are available. Okay, so they are just making the archives for the research outputs which are in the national interest and which is a free, credible and curated. So curated means what? The particular contents which are selected, organized and presented by the expert professional who have the knowledge related to that topic. So it includes the reports, data sets, conference papers and so on. Okay, so these are the few publications. For example, NASA Technical Report Server, NTRS, provides the free access to anybody. Then US provides one particular project where all the publications that are provided freely to the any user because it is funded by the government. Again, PubMed Central is one particular repository where the all medical research which is available. So anybody can use that particular research and we can able to refer the contents related to this. Then India RXIV or ERIC. So these are the some platforms where the contents are funded by the government and they are just displayed for the societal benefits. Okay, so whatever the funded project outputs as a publication, they are just putting on their websites as a repository. The next one, that is data repositories. So whenever any particular author create the new data in the form of data sets. So in that particular case, we can able to publish the details related to that data set as a data paper. So yesterday we just discussed this particular contents. So that data papers which can be just stored as a repository under the data repositories. So these are the some examples, that is Zenodo, then Figshare, then Drag, then Manley data. So you can just search the particular content where the data sets are available and whatever the contents related to the data sets that are visible to the user. So any user can just set the display the data sets or display the software code or whatever the work they have just presented or whatever the files which are required to run that particular research. So all that particular contents they can just maintain as a repositories under the category data repositories. So this is the comparison related to the each and every contents of the paper. So here the peer-reviewed journal, conference proceeding, preprint, institutional repositories, open access platform, academic networking sites, then government repositories, academic book chapters, and data repositories. So review level, examples, key purposes. So all that particular contents that are compare with each other, and based on that they can just represented as a research publication platform. So these are the particular publication platform where we can able to upload our research. So either we can able to, whenever we are writing any research paper, then we can able to choose the journals or conferences or preprint servers, or we can able to upload under the institutional repositories, or we can able to submit our work to the open access platforms, or we can easily only share the particular work to the other authors for coming the comments related to our research through the academic networking sites. Then whatever the funded projects that can be just stored under the government repositories, again we can able to publish the book chapters, data repositories, and so on. So all these particular research platforms we can able to perform for publishing our research. Okay, so once we write any sort of paper, then we can able to publish that particular paper over these particular many options. So total 9 options are available to the user. So they can able to publish the particular contents over the internet. Then next one, that is what is the structure of conference research paper. So here, before going for the journal paper, we just see what are the details which we need to include under the conference research paper. So suppose I want to write the any particular conference research paper, then what are the things which I need to use under this particular paper? So first of all, we need to just consider the particular papers which are shorter, more concise, and more focused than a journal paper. So whenever we choose to publish our paper under the conference, then that particular paper is having the shortest information and it is more focused and concise related to that particular field. Okay, so basically whenever we consider the conference paper, then it will just minimum 4 pages and maximum 10 pages, depending on the conference to conference. So whenever we have the conference website, they have given the detailed guideline for the authors. That is whether they require how much pages are there, then what is the format of that particular paper. Then they provide the different templates related to that, and based on that template, we need to just fill our research under that particular template. Okay. So this is the first part, that is the title of the paper. So what are the rules to give the title of the paper attractive or more relevant? So here the title must reflect the idea of the research clearly and concisely. Okay, so whenever we need to write the title, then that title must reflect whatever the technical depth, then for which contents it is there, and what are the added advantage for which we design the particular research. So all that particular things we can able to cover under the conference title. So whenever we have the conference paper, first part is title of the pitch or title of the paper. So for example, suppose this is the one example is given, an efficient deep learning based model for real-time image classification. So what is my perspective over here? This particular paper is for the real-time image classification by using different deep learning models, and which gives the efficient performance. Okay, so all that particular aspects that are cleared through the single title. So title must be choose which clearly reflects your research. So with the help of the particular title, we can able, our reader can able to understand the topic immediately. So whenever we consider the title, then it must be a 10 to 15 words, not more than that. Okay, so whenever I want to just choose, or whenever I want to give any title to the particular conference research paper, so in that particular case, the minimum 10 words and maximum 15 words are given as an ideal condition. Then this particular topic title must include the different keywords. Okay, so deep learning is a keyword. Then image classification is a keyword. Then real time is a keyword. Again, efficient is a keyword. Okay, so these titles must reflects whatever the keywords you have using, whatever the contents which you have used, whatever the techniques which we have used inside your paper. So on that particular things we can able to reflect by using the title. Then second, we need to write the affiliation. So affiliation means what? Whatever the information related to the author and the institutional information where they are working. So you can able to mention the full names, then department, university, institution, then email ID, or we can able to directly give nowadays ORCID ID. So ORCID ID itself having the email ID where the ORCID ID is connected with that particular email ID. So depending on the different publisher, the contents of the paper or format template of that particular paper that are get changed. So whenever I just use the IEEE format, in that particular case, it is a 2-column format. Whenever I just choose the Springer or SCM format, it is a 1-column format. Okay, so all that particular things we need to consider while writing our authors and affiliation section. So after title, we can have the authors and affiliation section. The next part, that is how to write the abstract related to your paper. Okay, so many of the particular user, what they are doing, writing the particular abstract one page, which is not at all required. So you have to write the abstract as a summary of the entire paper. So whenever any reviewer reads the abstract, they have to understand what are your contributions, what are the novel things you have conducted, and what are the future scopes related to that particular contents. Okay. So again, I have observed that many of the authors, they have putting uh, the paragraphs within the abstract. So paragraphs usually not allowed inside the abstract. Again, they can just cite the contents of the abstract. Again, citation is also not allowed inside the abstract. Okay, so these are the some specific rules related to the abstract. So what are the contents which we need to write? Again, abstract contains first 2 to 3 lines related to the domain where you are working, or where you need to just solve the problem. So that domain information or background of the domain, that can be just represented as a first part. Then after identifying the domain, we need to just define the problem which are occurred and what is the objective of our research work. So that objective again mention over there. And after writing the objective, we need to write 2 to 3 lines related to the research methods which we can able to apply on that problem, so that we can able to fulfill the research. Okay. Then next part, that is we can able to just write the result finding. So suppose I am just predicting anything. So I may have the specific result analysis parameter, may be accuracy, precision, recall, and FO score. So we need to just write what is the results which we have getting. So 1 to 2 lines we can able to write related to result, and after writing that particular result, we can able to write 1 line related to the concluding remark. So I just say 1 line. Okay, so this particular paper provide the in-depth research related to the society and so on, so on. Okay, so such sentences you can able to include under the abstract. And after abstract, we need to specify the keywords which are mostly relevant to your research. So what is the role of the keyword? Keywords are basically used for finding the research over the internet. So whenever you are not writing the keywords properly, your research is not able to search. Okay, so these are the particular 6 points we need to consider under the abstract. So whatever the 2 to 3 lines related to background and problem, then what is the objective, that is 1 to 2 lines, then method 2 to 3 lines, then again results 2 lines, conclusion 1 line, and we can able to just write the keywords. So minimum 150 words and maximum 250 words abstract we required to need. Okay, so do not write the long abstract, only just write the short abstract which explains everything related to your research paper. Then next one, that is introduction section. So after writing the abstract and keywords, we need to move towards the introduction. So inside the introduction section, we need to write the details related to the background of the topic. So background of the topic means what? The domain. So suppose I am working inside the load balancing over the cloud. So first of all, I need to write the information about the cloud computing. Then inside the cloud computing, what is the use of the load balancing? And after that, we need to give the importance of the problem. That is, what are the problems which are currently facing under that particular field. Again, we need to just highlight the few existing research gaps included under the introduction, and we need to just write aim and contribution of our paper. Okay, so we need to just write the information related to what is the scope, what is the aim, and what is the contributions which we able to add in that. And after that, we need to just write the paper organization. So paper organization means what? We need to write the details related to the next sections. Okay, so suppose second section, first section is introduction. Second section is related to the literature review. Third section is related to the methodology. So we need to just write that section second includes the detailed analysis of the different mechanisms which are available under for this particular topic. Again, section 3 contains the proposed system framework or architecture along with the modules details where we can able to perform this task. Okay, so up to the discussion, we can able to write the section number and we can able to add that particular contents as a paper organization under the conference paper. So all that particular 5 contents which we need to include under the introduction category. So whatever the background of the topic, whatever the importance of the topic, then uh, whatever the gaps which are finding related to the existing research, then whatever the aim contribution of the paper, then whatever the paper organization. So all that particular things that are included under the introduction section. The next part, that is related work or literature review. So inside the related work or literature review, there are the 2 styles. Either we can able to, suppose I am having the 2 to 3 subcategories under the my research. So for each category, you can write the separate review, or for all the reviews, we can able to club that each and every category, and we can provide the review related to that particular category. Okay. So here, whenever I need to write the literature review section or related work section, so in that particular case, whatever the existing studies we have, we need to just write the summaries of the prior work finding, and we need to highlight the limitations of the existing methods. Okay, so we can able to start with the author names in the and make the citations in the rectangle bracket, and we need to just write the details related to the existing method, and we need to highlight the limitations of the existing methods, and we need to just write the different research gaps based on that limitations. So research gaps of your work addresses under the literature review. So again, inside the literature review, suppose I am just reviewing the 10 articles or 10 papers. So after that, you can just put the limitation section where you can put all the limitations which you have found, or you can simply put the particular literature review in the form of table. So it depends on you. That is how much effective you can represent your contents over the internet. Okay. Then next, that is most important section, which is called as methodology or proposed approach section. So methodology section or proposed approach section, where we need to describe how the research will be carried out. Okay. So here, inside the methodology, we can able to write the description related to the system architecture or whatever the framework we have designed. Then suppose I am writing new algorithms, formulas, or models related to the different system components of the system architecture, then we can able to write it. Again, we can able to write the details related to the tools, database, or experimental setup which we have made. Again, we need to just write the different flowcharts, diagrams, or pseudocode related to the proposed system. So all these particular four things we can able to address within the proposed approach. Then next one, that is experimental and results. So experimental and results means what? We can able to highlight our findings with the help of the either table or graphs. And we need to just compare that particular analysis with the existing method. So suppose I am just performing the research related to the specific method. For example, uh, efficientness. So efficientness basically compare with the base model, that is CNN. Okay. So such comparisons we can able to make so that we can able to prove that our system is having the more reliable, is gives the more accurate performance than the existing one. Okay. So base models that can be just performed, and with the help of the different quantitative results, that is we can able to draw the tables or graphs, we can represent it along with the qualitative results. So different outputs and images that can be just included under the qualitative results. And we can able to just represent the comparison of the different existing methods and the newly proposed method. And we can able to evaluate our proposed system with the help of the different matrices such as accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, RMS, SE, then AUC, and so on. So a number of performance evaluation metrics that are available. So you can use any one and you can able to just present your contents. Okay, so this is the fourth section. So first section starts with title, author, then abstract, introduction, related work or literature review, then methodology or proposed system architecture, and experimental and results. So after this particular section, we need to write the discussion section. So what are the contents which are available inside the discussion section? We need to write the results interpretation, and we need to explain what is the significance of our research, and or what are the findings which we can able to find throughout this particular research. Okay, so for suppose I am getting the accuracy as 90%. So I need to just justify that whether it is good or whether it is a bad, or whether we can able to have the more accuracy we need to just get, and so on. So all that particular things we need to just do under the discussion section. Okay, so it includes why results look the way they do, or what are the strengths and weaknesses of that particular results presented by the author, or what are the limitations of the research, and we can able to add the further use so that this particular system that can be just extended for the another purpose. So all that particular things which we can able to write under the discussion. And next part, that is conclusion section. So under the conclusion section, we need to write the summarization of the findings, and we need to just write the scope for the future extension of the work. Okay, so it includes the short recap related to the problem and method used. Again, whatever the outcomes we have found, So key outcomes we can able to write under the conclusion section, and we need to just add the future direction. So future direction means what? We need to just add the future scope that will reflect this particular system that can be just further increase for future and so on. Okay. So these are the contents which are available under the conclusion and future work. Then this is the optional section, that is acknowledgement. So if your research is funded by the many organization, so it may be DST, it may be the government body, ISTE or CSI, okay, or any company sponsor your research, or any college sponsor your research. So in that particular case, you can able to recognize that funding agencies under the acknowledgement section. Okay, so you can just give the credit to the agencies. That is, for example, this work was supported by the DST under grant number dash 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 dash. Okay, so all that particular things we can able to acknowledge under this particular section. So in each and every paper, it is not available. Few papers we have funded, in only those papers we can able to write the acknowledgement. Then references. So references section, we need to just write. So list of all cited works following the reference citation format. So it may be IEEE style or SCM style or APA style. So in the last day, we just see the different styles of writing the references. So whether we choose IEEE style or SCM style or APA style, we can able to write, and we just see what is the difference between each of them. So how much papers we need to write inside the reference section? Minimum 15 papers. Okay, so maximum there is no limit. You can write anything, but minimum you can able to write the 15 papers. So most preferably last 2 to 3 years, you can able to 2 to 3 years papers you can able to put as a reference, and you can cite that each and every paper inside the paper contents, or maximum 5 years for the technical field. Okay, so you do not write the references which are too old. Why? Because if you are writing the particular references which are too old, then the reviewer can recognize that these are the particular work which is long back, and they have just using the same long back old work, and we can able to just get the old output, because many of the researchers, they are working every day and they are getting the new things again and again. So instead of the doing the things in such a way that we can able to ensure the references are current. Okay, so maximum, suppose I am presenting the paper in 2025. So cite the papers related from the 2022, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so such references we can able to add as a reference paper in your paper. Again, appendix. So appendix is again optional section where the author can provide the extra details in the support of the existing work. So suppose author want to just highlight the different tables or additional proofs or additional methods or additional images or mathematical derivations. So in that particular case, they can include under the category of the appendix. Okay, so many of the time you might observe that many of the papers having the appendix section where they are giving the more information in support of the work. Okay, so that particular things we can able to add under the appendix. And we can able to use this particular appendix whenever the page limit allows us. Okay, so this is the section. So these merged sections we need to just add inside one conference paper. So first of all, title, then author and their affiliations, that is their information, then abstract. So abstract must be 150 to 250 words. Then keywords, then introduction, related work or literature review section. After that, methodology, proposed approach. Again, we can able to write the experimental setup and results we got along with the whatever the parameters, and we can able to discuss that results. So whatever the values we have getting, or if you compare the values with the base model. So in that particular case, we can able to just find the or write the findings related to our values. And after that, we can able to write the conclusion section. So conclusion just concludes the whole problems along with the methods and key outcomes. And at the end of that particular conclusion, we can give the future directions. That is how we can, how anybody can extend the work further. Okay, so our main focus is the methodology. So where we can able to present the system architecture, algorithms, tools, flowcharts, pseudocodes, experimental settings. So all that particular things we can able to highlight under the methodology session. And again, discussion means what? In the experimental result, we can able to present our results in the form of tables and graphs. And in the discussion section, we can able to just discuss the different contents. Okay, so all that particular things which we can able to write inside our research paper. Okay. So this is the summary related to the conference research paper structure. So title must describe the topic and it must be a 10 to 15 words max. Then author, so it will just give the author information, one line. Again, abstract, summary of the paper, it must be in between the range 250 to 150 to 250 words. Okay, so how we can able to count the words? Simply search on the net, that is word counter online, and you can just put your abstract in that particular word counter. So it will simply calculate the particular words. So many of the conferences, while uploading the work, they just check whether the particular abstract written by the researcher or author belonging to this particular range or not. If it exceeds, it will just show the error and doesn't upload the particular contents. Okay, so such restrictions again we can able to add. Again, introduction includes the backgrounds and contributions related to that particular field. So it must be minimum 1 page. The related work section includes the prior work. It may be half page or 1 page, including either list of the limitations or tables, which includes the limitations or gaps. Then methodology section includes the proposed method, description, diagrams, pseudocode, flowchart. So all that particular either 1 to 2 page. Then results and findings include the whatever the results we got on which parameters. Then these parameter values we can able to present inside the tabular format along with the charts or graphs. Then discussion section in just make the interpretation related to the result. Suppose I am getting the accuracy as 99%. Then I can able to interpret that this base system having the accuracy as 80%, my system having the accuracy as 99%. So it increases the accuracy for my system by the 19%. Okay, so such interpretation we can able to add. So it must be at least half page, and we need to just add the conclusion. So conclusion, that is key points along with the future scope, we need to just write half page. Okay. So one paragraph, one continuous paragraph must be included under the conclusion. So inside the conclusion also there is no citation of the references or no paragraphs which must be made under the conclusion section also. Okay. And in the references, we can just cite the work. So starting from minimum 10 to 15 up to 25. So you can also write depending on the page size or page limitations, you can able to extend up to 30 also. Okay, so these are the particular contents related to the conference research paper structure. Okay, so these are the particular contents which we can able to write under the one conference research paper. So many of us having the doubt that how to write the conference paper or how to write the conference result paper and so on. So these are the contents related to result paper. Suppose I want to write the conference review paper. Inside the review paper, again, some sections are common. That is, title is common. Then again, author information is common. Abstract and keywords are again common. Introduction is common. And we have to give the focus more on the related work and literature review. So 4 to 5 pages we have to spend on the different literature review papers. So whenever I want to write the review paper, so in that particular case, I need to extract the details from more than the 25 papers and make the compare findings based on that particular papers, and we can able to just write the findings in the tabular format also. That is, in the table format we can able to write, that is, which technique is used, which data set is used, what are the advantages, what are the limitations, and what are the future scope related to that particular work. So all that particular things we can able to summarize, and after that we can write the challenges. So whatever the limitations we have identified, to solve that particular limitations, we need to just write the challenges section. So we need to just elaborate in detail what are the challenges faced inside the current field. And after that, we need to just draw the prototype for the proposed system to address that challenges. Okay, so any paper may include the proposed architecture or may not. Okay, and after that, we need to just write the conclusion and whatever the references. So these are the structure related to the review paper, and whatever we just discussed, these are the structure related to the conference research paper, where we need to represent or present our results or findings which we can able to extract through our research. Okay. So now I just show the 3 different templates. So one is related to the IEEE, one is related to the Springer, and one is related to the book chapter. So CRC Press book chapter is available. So I will just show how these particular contents are represented. Okay, so this is a published paper. So is it visible? Just put the message. Okay, yes. So here, what is our contents? Here we need to just write the title. Okay, so the title, this is the title. So title limit is 10 to 15 words. So we just write that particular title. Then whatever the author names, then whatever the affiliation. So these are the particular contents related to the affiliation. So either you can put the mail ID or you can put the ORCID ID. So depending on the template of the conferences, you can able to put the email ID or ORCID ID. Both are equal. So many IEEE conferences, they want ORCID ID. Many conferences want the email ID. So depending on their requirement, you can just take it. The next one, that is here abstract. So whenever we consider the IEEE having the two column format. So this is the first column, this is the second column. Okay, so column by column, we need to just write the particular paper. So whole page that can be just divided into the two parts. So first part is called first column, second part is called second column. So after that, we can just have the keyword section. And here we can able to write the introduction. So introduction includes the in general related to the domain, and this is the organization of the paper. So I have told that what the particular paper includes. So section 2 describes the other related work. Section 3 introduces the proposed system model. Section 4 describes the results and discussion, and section 5 includes the conclusion. Okay, so all that particular things we need to just address. Then relevance, that is why it is required, or you can also write the motivation section or directly go to the related work. Okay, so here this is the way where you can able to cite their findings. Okay, so here I can just write the author name. So if more than the two authors are there in the reference paper, then you can just put the ETAL, that is etc all. So ET stands for etc and AL for all. So, and here we can just write the 1. So why 1? Because this particular paper is at the position 1 inside the reference section. Okay, so this is the first paper, so we just write the 1. Okay, so multiple papers we can just review, and we can able to write the findings, and we can highlight the limitations at the end of that particular section. Okay, so these are the particular limitations we can able to write, and based at the end, based on that limitations, we can able to write, we need, what is the need of our proposed system architecture. Okay, and here we can write the proposed system framework along with the diagrams and description, and we need to just represent the different modules. Okay, so these are the particular module details. So first one, that is data encryption and fragmentation. Then these are the supporting figures. Then these E up to E, these are the modules. Then after that, we can able to show the implementation section, where we can able to describe the environmental setup, and we can able to just write the methodology. So whichever the methodology you have used, you can just demonstrate that particular methodology along with the flowcharts and the pseudocode or steps. Okay, so here algorithmic steps are given. You can also mention the pseudocode, no problem. And after that, we can able to write the result and discussion, where you can able to take the parameters, its formulas, and we can able to describe that particular contents. And these contents we can able to represent in the form of tables and the charts. Okay, so these are the various number of charts which are available. And after that, we can write the discussion section. So whatever the results we got, we can able to write the discussion section, and we can able to highlight the contents which are available. And here you can also write the separate future scope, or in the conclusion at the end, you can write the future scope. Okay. And here, this is the conclusion. So conclusion, we can just write over here, and these are the references. So I can just share this particular paper, which is available in the IEEE Explorer also. So I can share with you so that you can just take as a reference. You can able to modify into that, and you can just present it or create it for your own purposes. on your own research topic. Okay. So this is the IEEE format. Then I will just show Springer format. So this is the particular paper which is published in the Springer. So here, whenever we publish the paper under the Springer, this is the title, this is the author name, and this is the ORCID ID. Okay, so it will directly move towards that particular ORCID ID, and it will just show whatever the work which is published. Okay, so that ORCID ID is mentioned under the Springer. So again, it is having the one column format. So whenever we refer the Springer, so in that particular case, it is a one column format. Okay. So again, abstract, then keywords, introduction, literature review, proposed framework. Then here we can able to in detail provide that. Then experimental setup, methodology, results. So here you can also present like this. So that is pseudocode or steps along with the chart side by side. Again, you can able to just find the tables, then graphs, and you can able to just write the discussion. So also you can able to put the GitHub links related to your contents. Okay, so you can able to just add these particular things, and in the conclusion section you can able to add the conclusion along with the future scope. Okay, so here in the future, this is the future scope that is mentioned, and here we can able to write the references. So whatever the references that are written, all must be cited for the Springer. Okay, so IEEE conferences doesn't check all the citation or doesn't require all the references as cited, but whenever we go for the Springer or CRC press, then they have the restriction to cite each and every reference which are available in your paper. Okay, so all 19 papers which are cited over here. So all citations that are given as the references. Okay. So this particular format also I will just share to you, no problem. And let's see one more, that is book chapter. Okay, so this is the proofreading version of that book chapter. So here it will just give the chapter book chapter number, then whatever the chapter title, then whatever the authors, and we can able to write the theory related to the chapter. So whenever we consider the book chapter, there is no abstract, no keywords. Remember that, because we need to just write the contents related to the particular chapter. So chapter doesn't contain the abstract. So we can just, whenever we want to write the book chapter. So in that particular case, we just start with the introduction related to our whatever the title we have given. So we can able to put the different images, different architectures, then what are the current platforms which are available, what are the limitations, then how we can able to extend this particular work, then details related to the each and every model. We can able to present the or draw the graphs and so on. Again, these are the particular graphs. So more graphs you have to write, or more graphical environment you can able to write in that. And you can just able to write the flowcharts, result discussions, advantages, research challenges, whatever the social benefits, summary, acknowledgement, and references. Okay, so whatever the, just keep in the mind that whenever you draw any diagram or graph or figure, that must be drawn by your own. Do not take from the internet, because we need to submit the copyright related to that particular content. Okay, so we can able to just write the contents related to the theme of the particular book. Okay, so here, what is the theme of the book? That is, book title is Integration of Cloud Computing with Emerging Technologies. So under that particular, I have written this particular, that is cloud-based e-store using distributed indexing technique for tribal art globalization. Okay, so either the particular editor provide the particular chapter contents, or you can just find the call for the book chapters and so on. Okay, so there are the lot of calls which are available, and we can able to just the diagram. So many of the participants asking that which is the software. There is no other software than your Word. So Word having the facility to each and every draw each and everything. But with the Word, you can go for the Draw. So Draw is a particular software. Either you can just download it, Draw. Okay, so here you can able to draw a number of figures with the particular contents, or you can able to download this particular uh, offline version of the Draw, and you can able to draw the different diagrams. So I will just show whatever the diagrams I have just drawn. I have downloaded that Draw software on the Windows. So this is the particular software, and I have made n number of figures through that particular software. So suppose I just take one particular figure here. Okay, so such figures we can able to draw. Again, I will just show another figure. So it requires the time to draw that. System architecture. Choose. Okay, so such figures are also drawn. So these are the figures which are drawn through the draw.io. Okay, so whatever the creative figures you can able to draw using this particular IO software. Then again, I will just show you few more. System architecture. Okay, so this is the system architecture I have drawn. So you might observe this particular diagram. So such diagrams you can able to draw for your own research. So what is required? All the contents which are available. So if you search through this particular category in the left side, you can just find the different shapes, arrows, and you can able to use the different arrows, keywords, different clip arts, and you can able to use it in your diagram. Okay, so these are the particular arrows which I have been used to draw the particular diagrams. So flowcharts also you can able to draw. Any diagram you can able to draw with such huge category. So if you click on the more shapes, you can just have the option to just select the number of shapes which are available. Okay, so suppose I'm just selecting electrical, then these are the shapes under electrical category. Material design, these are the shapes. Again, EML, these are the shapes. Suppose I want to just include the cloud, these are the shapes. IBM, these are the shapes. Cisco, these are the shapes. So these are the categories where you need to just click on the category and you need to just select the shapes. Okay. So these are the only different types of the symbols which are available for drawing the UML diagram also. Okay, electricals, web icons. So all that particular things which are already available over here, you need to just export it and use it in your program. Okay, so this is the draw.io. So either you can download the version or you can simply upload the particular content in the online. Okay, so you can directly open on the browser or you can just download the version and you can use it in the offline mode also. Okay, and the best thing is that you need to just you can import that particular content. Okay, so whenever I just go and export option, so you can able to export the particular content in the .jpg format or .png format or WebP format, PDF, XML, URL, and so on. So all that particular options which are available for this. Okay, so whatever the diagram I have generated. So I will just show one example. Raw.io. Okay. Before that, I just show the another diagram. Open diagram. And whenever I just say export as JPG, so it will just show the different attributes related to that and just simply say export. And it will just show. So I just give the another name. Okay. So it is exported in the downloads. We can able to easily. Okay. So this is the diagram which we have drawn. Okay. So such diagrams you can directly put inside the your paper directly after drawing this. Okay. So this is the diagram I have exported from that draw.io. So such diagrams you can able to draw using this particular software. So the name of the software is the draw.io. I have just there are the n number of softwares which are available, but most suitable I have drawn the n number of diagrams with this. Either I can just use the Microsoft Word or I can just use the draw.io for drawing the diagrams. So these are the most suitable. And for drawing the graphs, I can simply use the charts option inside the doc file. Okay. So I just take the questions related to the session. So first of all, I just take the chat questions and then we can just discuss on the mic and discuss the questions. So I have just posted the name that is draw.io. So is there any software we can write the paper with the content? How can we bring the content and how can draw the graphs and architecture? So for graph drawing, we can just use the draw.io or Word direct file. And for writing the paper, you can simply take the Word template and you can just add the contents. So if you know the latex, you can take the latex also. Okay. Then, okay, methodology and discussion section. So I will just put the snapshot of all the slides for research paper writing, there, so that you can just refer that particular sites. Okay, so I will just post the particular snapshot. So what are the standard format we need to file while writing? Oh, that session is after 2 days. That is SCI paper. So tomorrow we just focus on the mm, uh, different journals types, that is Q1, Q2 or indexing types. And after that, 1 day for the Scopus index journal structure and 1 day for the SCI index journal structure. Okay. So we just see the details, what are the things which we need to add along with one sample paper also. I will just show how you can able to represent the contents. Okay. Now I will just on the mic setting, because why I have disabled the mic setting, because every time whenever the participants are joined, they are just on their mics. So it will just distract others. So that's why I just disable the mics for all. And many of the participants are facing the joining issues, because I have already told that the Microsoft team not able to accept the connections after once screen is shared. Okay, so that's why I have told that before 10 minutes you can just join the session, so that you can able to get the contents, you can able to join the particular meeting before screen is shared. Okay. So first of all, I just